Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us here on WTHR Plus. Some of you I know are also joining us on social media. Going to have all the details of what you can expect. A nice little update here. There's the live radar, and I'll be honest, this has filled in a lot more quickly than perhaps anticipated. The dry air that we expected was going to have some of an impact has, and some locations may not be seeing this snowfall as heavily as perhaps indicated by radar, but we are starting to see some areas fill in with snow, and snow is falling, including in downtown Indianapolis. There's a live picture right now. You can see the snow is falling. Roads, for the most part, right now are looking okay. Current conditions do have our temperatures right around 10 degrees, so this is certainly a light, powdery snow, but not all locations, at least as of the top of the hour, are reporting snow. Let's take a look at a couple of traffic cameras. Let's start down in Martinsville, if we could. Let's go to that NDOT camera. That'll show you some snow is falling. This is actually Plainfield. This is where we're looking at US 40 at Center Street. Snow is falling there, or has been falling there. Yeah, there's some flakes there. Notice how fluffy and light it looks. It looks like it's actually falling backwards, but that's a little gusty wind. We're expecting breezy conditions through the evening. Let's go to Martinsville. There it is. And I like this, this viewpoint because you can see we're starting to get a little bit of minor accumulation on some of the roadways here. This is as expected. We know with temperatures this cold, the roadway treatment doesn't work as effectively. It does have some effectiveness, but not as effectively if the temperatures were into the 20-degree range. So I'm going to keep an eye on this camera just to see how the roads become snow covered over the next hour or so. Let's go to the satellite radar and show you this. There is a little bit of drier air that looks back to the west, but I think a lot of this is going to fill in a big way. So our forecast keeps our temperatures pretty much close to 10, maybe bumps up another 5 degrees or so over the next 24 hours. But what you see is what you get as far as the cold temperatures. They're going to stay with us. I think they'll improve a little bit. The wind chills will improve a little bit as well, but they're likely going to stay very close to zero. They may rise into the 5 to 10 degree range through the next 24 hours. But it is cold out there. Feels like 5 below currently at the airport. Really from anywhere from 0 to say 10 below is our current wind chill across central Indiana. Okay, I know you want to talk about snowfall totals. Let's get right into it. Winter weather alerts includes everybody. This is because of the heavy snow that we're still forecasting. Now, this is as of about 3 p.m., so about an hour ago I just updated this map, but to be honest, I didn't move anything. Now, I've been in contact with all of the meteorologists. We're all kind of working on this here at 13, and we're starting to notice that we still think this is a good number here. 8 to 12 feels good, but some of us are concerned that maybe this is too low. I know. We're wondering if, we have this dry air that's in place, but we may be able to overcome it a little bit more quickly. Will we get more snow than the 8 to 12, especially as it looks like the system may jog a little farther to the north? For now, we're going to hold on these 8 to 12 numbers, but just know it's something we're keeping our eye on. New data is starting to come in suggesting that maybe the amounts are going to be a little bit higher than this. How much will the dry air eat into? How much of this will compact down? It will remain to be seen. This is going to last through Sunday night. It may have started a little bit earlier, but I also see some model trends that say it's going to end a little bit earlier. Models are trending, though, just a little bit snowier. Bitterly cold, breezy. This is going to stay with us through next week. And as far as those wind chills, remember we saw on that camera the snow kind of blowing around as it was falling. These wind chills are going to stay with us anywhere from, say, 10 below to, say, 10 above, although at times, late Sunday night, they could drop down to around 15 below. This is all weekend, and a lot of the snow, once it falls, because it is very light and fluffy, it's going to blow around, it's going to drift around a bit. Winds are going to stay breezy. I wouldn't necessarily say windy, but they're going to stay breezy through Sunday night and even into Monday and Tuesday. Here's your future track. I know this is what you want to see. To be honest, I'll let it run through the time frame here, but once we get covered in snow, it's not going to look any different. The temperatures may adjust a little bit here. There is a little bit of drier air that may eat into some of the snowfall totals to the north, but otherwise, once the blue is on the map through tonight, through tomorrow, it just does not change. This is going to be a prolonged snow event, and that's why we're expecting 8 to 12 inches of snow with higher amounts to the south. If the system nudges a little farther to the north, this 12 inches plus could start to inch its way into Indy. For now, I'm going to hold on to it, waiting for another suite of model data to come in, and once it does so, we may need to make some adjustments there. Otherwise, the snow has now begun and will continue with temperatures. Remember, I said they're going to hold and maybe nudge up a bit. I think they'll do that all the way through Sunday before we see the shutoff sometime around midnight on Sunday, and the temperatures continue dropping into early Monday morning, where we're expecting the air temperature to go back down below zero briefly. So why are the snow totals going to be so high with this? Well, this is a colder, a drier snow. It gets a little fluffier. The ratio is just a little bit higher. We also expect that this is going to be prolonged, so at least 24 hours of snow. If you go 24 hours from now, that's 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. Add another 6 hours of snow on top of that, as it may not stop until 10, 11, 12 o'clock tomorrow night. Blowing and drifting snow is going to complicate measurements. If you are going to measure snow, say in your backyard, make sure you're taking multiple measurements and try to get away from any of the buildings or trees or things that could cause the snow to either be lower or higher than the actual measurement. It's just going to be difficult to get a measurement. The newest models are in. I'll show them to you, but they are going to be a little bit on the higher side. I still think we're in pretty good shape, but starting to see these numbers creep a little farther to the north. Don't make knee-jerk reactions here to what you see on the models. Again, you have to take a little bit of that with a grain of salt. It may be what's falling, but it may not account for any compaction and things like that and some of the drier air eating into the snowfall totals. Wind chills are going to stay pretty much where they are. I said from about 10 below to about 10 above. This number is not going to move very much. It'll bounce around a little bit here and there. Here's through tomorrow morning. Wind chills will be near zero. They may pop up to around 10 by the afternoon, but watch once the snow shuts down tomorrow night. Then the wind chills are really going to drop. Drier, cooler air, even colder air is going to move in. We're going to have snowpack on the ground. I think the wind chills are going to be the worst Monday and even into Tuesday. Once we get into Tuesday night, these values could drop again. And we have another cold advisory in place, by the way, on top of everything else that's going on. The cold advisory is going to last us through Monday and into Tuesday. Again, there's that live look yet again. Some snow still falling across Indianapolis. It has now just begun. Likely will continue through the next several hours at least. This should still remain relatively light snow. This will not be the heaviest of the snow. And something to note here, when I say light, moderate, or heavy snow, I'm not talking about how much falls, how much actually accumulates. I'm talking about the rate of fall. So when I say it's going to be light snow all the way through Sunday night, it's going to be snowing lightly that entire time, but it may add up to a lot of snow. I do think there'll be some points in which we get into some moderate snowfall, meaning it'll come down a little bit more heavily at times. There's the satellite and radar. A couple things I do want to show you here. Airport delays, for now, they're still in the minor category, at least regionally. I know there are delays, but they're at least not as heavy as they could be. And at least according to this map, DFW is having some major problems. A couple of other things I've noticed here when it comes to power outages. Texas, Louisiana, they're having some big troubles when it comes to power outages, but you can really tell where it's located when you look at it county by county. We're talking about maybe tens of thousands of people in some of these counties. When you look at it, though, as a percentage of how much power is out, there are some counties here in Louisiana where at least half of the county is without power. And the ice storm has only just begun. Let me show you this. This is that first little blob of ice that's moved through, but this isn't even the major part of the ice storm. It hasn't even really gotten kicked off. We're expecting more ice as time goes on, even over into the Carolinas. In fact, I think there's going to be two distinct areas of the most icing. This is, ice actually accumulating, coating, a glazing on everything. Watch future track here, especially in those areas that we were talking about. They may not have the heaviest right now, but watch as we get into late tonight. Even more ice is planned on top of that. And I'm showing you this because this is going to be crippling for much of the deep south, even into the Carolinas, especially some of the hubs. We're talking Nashville, Atlanta, Charlotte, even down into Dallas and Houston. So there's going to be some cascading impacts of some of the airport delays for anyone that's going to be traveling. Even if you're going to areas where snow is not falling, those delays are going to cause some problems. After the snow is done, it stays cold the entire week. Here's the high temperatures the next few days. It's in the teens all the way through Saturday, especially if there's significant snow cover on the ground. And the low temperatures, well, they're low. Temperatures below zero many nights here on the 7-day forecast. Let's say near zero, give or take a few degrees either side of that, as much as 5 or 7 degrees. Long-range outlook, even beyond that, looks to stay cold. No relief in sight. I mean, it looks like this pattern is going to stay with us at least through February. There's your 7-day forecast. We've got weather impact alert delays. This one on Monday is for the snow wrapping up and the cold staying in place. But to be honest, the entire 7-day is cold and it's going to stay cold. Could have another chance for some snow to ride in on Wednesday as a little clipper moves through, but compared to what's already on the ground, it's not going to make much of a difference. I'll leave you with this map. 8 to 12 is still what we're forecasting. And look, we've got you covered through this entire event. We're going to be providing live updates right here on WTHR Plus or also on social media if that's where you're watching us currently. We'll have another live update in our newscast starting at 6 p.m. on WTHR and WTHR Plus. We've got the Indy Ignite game. That's going to be starting at 7 o'clock, but I will be providing updates throughout that game, also after the game, and then heading into our 11 o'clock news tonight, and of course all night and into tomorrow as the snow continues to fall. Keep it tuned right here. Please stay safe and stay warm during this winter storm.